Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode. So, a few things to get through first. One is you might have noticed there's been a change to the channel name, so that's the name we're going to run with moving forward. And second of all, I'd just like to say welcome to our new subscribers. We got a nice little bump in subscribers since our last episode. That's greatly appreciated. And joining me today once again is writer, artist, swordsman extraordinaire, Mr. Jack Markham. How are you, Jack?
I'm not doing too bad, Mr. Carey. Let's give this story a beat down. What's the story? We need a new intro with this new name.
Yeah. Do you know anyone who could do like an opening jingle?
Yeah, we need like a theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like tell me a story and I'll give you a beat down. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Turtle power.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll work with that. I do know a
Yeah.
few musicians. Maybe they could do us a jingle and we'll do like an opening little logo and stuff. It'd be awesome.
Oh, that'd be so cool, man. Yeah, we should commission a few musicians to like do us a little theme song. That'd be class. Mm.
Yes, I think so. So today we're mostly talking about Final Destination 6, so it'll be fun to wrap up the series. That'll be our entire Final Destination arc done. Uh,
Can I just say, and pardon the pun, finally.
are you you're probably
We've been putting this film off for months.
yeah, I think it was
I know we're finally here, so it's great.
it's like it must be over 3 months since the last one.
Yeah, it's kind of like the end of an era in a way, because we've had this one hanging over us for a while, and we were getting through the other ones. And I'm actually excited to talk about this one. This one's like I'm pretty optimistic about it,
Yeah,
about this review.
awesome. We'll get to that in a second. So we'll
Mm.
start off with our weekly shout out. So this week's shout out is artist Jade Bennett. You can follow her on Instagram at Little Sloth Does Art. Jade is a fantastic artist, so go follow her, go buy something off her. I have some of her work in my office here. I have some bookmarks that she did artwork on, and yeah, go check out Jade Bennett.
Awesome.
Yeah, next we're gonna, as always, as is the new usual, we're gonna start off by reading out comments and questions. I wish we had like a little theme song for every section. So it's like, now it's time for comments and questions, and then some piece of music plays. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean it's a good idea. And then like we get to the movie review section, it's like it's time to talk about the stupid movie that we watched.
Yeah, that's it.
Any musicians that want to write us little jingles, we'll try a few quid. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So I put up on Instagram a little while ago of I put up a thing saying shoot me suggestions for movies you might want us to cover, and we got a few interesting ones. So the first one was Obsession. I have not seen Obsession yet, but I really like the look of it. I think that's going to be exactly my kind of movie. Every
Mm.
clip I see of it looks really interesting, and I hear it's great. A lot of people around me are saying it's great. Jack, have you seen it, or have you seen any of the trailers?
I've not seen it, but I've seen the ads for it, and it does look pretty compelling. It's like one of these films with a very interesting concept, and I always enjoy those. So
Yeah,
it's given me this kind of do you remember that film Get Out? It's given me that kind of atmosphere when I'm watching the trailer.
right.
So I really
Yeah,
enjoyed that one. So yeah,
yeah,
so this should be a good one. Yeah.
yeah. So we may put that one on the list. The next suggestion I got was I have seen this one. I saw this one a while ago. It's a film called The Coffee Table, and if you haven't seen it and you plan on watching it, I would suggest not looking up anything about it, just going completely blind, because it's a very good watch if you know nothing going in. That's all I'll say. The Coffee Table. I know it doesn't sound very interesting because it's just called The Coffee Table, but it's um it's quite dark, and yeah, do you know what? Just go in blind. Jack, do you know of this one?
Nice. I've never heard of it, so I'll take your advice and I won't look anything up. I'll just find the film and watch it.
Yeah, I believe it's in Spanish. I think it's a Spanish film if I remember correctly.
Right.
But well worth a look. But it is fucking grim.
Mm.
All right,
Did I hear that someone commented that we should do one of the Twilights as well?
someone did, yes. So
I
someone
think
suggested.
you know what, right? I'm not even a fan of those films really, but I think that would be an absolute blast to review it with you. So I'd be up for that.
Do you know, we're finishing up our Final Destination arc, so maybe the next one is Twilight. What do you reckon?
Oh Christ, I'm not doing all of them. Fuck that.
How many are there, just out of curiosity?
I think there's four or five anyway. One of
Yeah.
them is split into two halves, so I think there's five. I think there's five Twilight films.
Yeah,
Comment below if I'm wrong,
yeah, let us know.
listeners.
And also
Yeah,
subscribe and like while you're down there.
and
um
send this to your nan on Facebook. Send this
yes.
exact video.
Your nan would love a bit of story beatdown.
Like, oh, what's this? What's this rubbish he's sending me?
yeah, so Twilight. We might at least do the first one, I think.
Add it to the list. Yeah, I think we have a few ideas.
I know that
Um,
I have seen the first two, but it was a long, long time ago. And do you know what? To be fair, I went into them giving them like a proper chance. I'm like, leave all expectations at the door and just go in and be fair. Um, I, I don't really remember a whole lot, but I remember they weren't exactly my cup of tea.
um, well, yeah. The thing is, we're two like grown men, and they're kind of aimed at young teenage girls. So, I mean,
Hmm.
we can try and enjoy it. Like, I'm gonna try and enjoy it. I can't
Yeah,
remember. I've seen all of them. I know I've seen all of them, but it's been just so long that I can't remember which one's which really. So
yeah,
I need a refresher for sure.
yeah. So we might
Yeah,
be looking up some sparkly vampires really soon.
cool.
Yeah, and the last suggestion is They Live, John Carpenter's They Live, which I am very fond of this movie. Jack,
Is
have you ever seen They
is they
Live?
live is they live the one where he has the glasses and it says obey on all the signs? Is that one?
Yes, that's that one.
Yep, I've seen it. I love that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It also has one of my favorite fight scenes of all time. It's like this
Yeah,
brawl in an alleyway that goes on for about 10 minutes. It's so cool. I love it.
that's
Um,
priceless. Yeah, I
uh,
love
so,
it.
so yeah, so they are all our suggestions. Thank you everyone who sent in a suggestion. Next up, we have a question.
Mm. Yeah, thanks very much.
Uh, what did you last read, and what are you currently reading? Jack, what did you last read?
Well, I finished Absolute Batman Volume One the other week, and
Brilliant.
I read start to finish. Um, Only this week I read Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin.
Oh, yeah, I've read that earlier in the year. I finished it.
Oh man, honestly, it gave me a bit of like kind of closure because I was a huge fan of those when I was a kid,
Yeah,
and as an adult, you're reading this one, and it's very dark and serious, and it is actually quite emotional. Like it's very well written, I'd say. It's just brilliant, and it's by the original creators as well, which ties the whole thing together. They started that whole franchise from an independently created comic, and then
yeah,
they come back to do this final one, The Last Ronin, and it's just brilliant. Like it's just there's so much love put into it. I really enjoyed it.
yeah.
I highly recommend it.
I quite enjoyed it.
Mm.
If you're a comic fan, yeah, I'd recommend giving that a look. I also hear that's been adapted into a video game and possibly a movie. I'm not sure, but I believe a video game is on the horizon of The Last Ronin.
That's going to be sick. I can't wait for that. I think it needs an animated film for sure. I think that'll be
Yeah, well, that'd be awesome.
savage. You
What
know.
I last
Uh,
read
oh, I
was
got some exciting news for you. Sorry,
go.
go on anyway.
Oh, sorry. What I last read was The Exorcist. I finished it last week, and there is some great stuff in there. It's
Oh wow.
some of the back and forths between the demon and the priest are great and just so well written, and some really really effective horror. And you really feel for the mother in the story as well. But yeah, I would suggest giving The Exorcist a read. I quite liked it.
Mm.
And what I'm currently reading, as soon as I finish The Exorcist, I picked up The Princess Bride, so a big shift in tone.
Oh my God.
But I have it's called the Good Parts version, so it's an abridged version. And it's a very interesting read because the guy who abridged it will sometimes have these little notes in the book of why he cut out certain chapters. So it's a very interesting read. And
Ah, okay. I might have to break it to you then about The Princess Bride. Do
yeah,
you have the version that's by William Goldman?
yes,
And he keeps saying that in the original version by S. Morgenstern, this scene was in it, but this scene was in it.
yes, exactly.
I have to break it to you, Mr. Carey.
Yeah,
S. Morgenstern isn't real. That is just William Golding's writing style.
is this true?
I swear, he's not a real person. William Golding just wrote it that way. That's why in the film, the grandfather is telling the child a story.
Are you sure?
I swear, this is what I've heard off multiple sources that that's just the way he decided to write to throw his readers.
Because I know someone who said they
But
have the
now look,
original.
again, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just what I've heard. That it's not the original version doesn't actually exist. That William Golding's version is the original.
I
That's what I heard off
swear
someone.
I was talking to someone who said they have the original version, but I mean, who knows? That's mental. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah,
It-
honestly, I've heard it from so many people that like they say that S. Morgenstern never existed.
I have to look this up as soon as we're
Yeah,
done.
we have to get to the bottom of this, yeah, for sure.
In
But
any case.
that is what I've heard off a few sources. Um,
Honestly, I
yeah.
would find that hard to believe, but I'm going to look into that.
If it's true, it is the strangest writing style I've ever come across because he basically accredits the entire book to a different person.
That's mad. And
So
well,
it is a bit mind blowing if it is true that S. Morgenstern isn't real. But
yeah.
that's just what I heard. So,
Either way, that's very interesting. But I'm loving it. I'm absolutely flying through it. I'm like over halfway through it already. Really, really love it so far. I've always loved the
good
film,
book.
so like the
Yeah.
book has been on my list for ages, and yeah, it's not disappointing. It's I find it a very addictive read. All right, that's it. Questions and comments done. Now we
Cool.
need now
Awesome.
we need the theme song for the little movie bit we're gonna do. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, movie time. Do you know, after our musicians listen to this, their ears are probably bleeding.
Yeah, we just need one dude with a guitar or someone, a singer, something. I don't know about you, Mr. K, but my talent isn't really in music.
I can
I draw pictures.
kind of play the triangle, I guess.
I can beat on furniture and pretend I'm playing the drums.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, that's my musical
Do you know,
talent in a
yeah,
nutshell.
music is subjective, I guess.
Of course, yeah.
Right, so the movie we're talking about today is Final Destination 6. We have a playlist you can find with all the Final Destination reviews in there. It's been a journey. We did, I think, first covered the very first one was it's about 8 or 9 months ago. It was a long time ago, so
Mm,
we've been like dotting them in here and there as we go. So if you want to watch the entire playlist, go check that out. So Final
yeah.
Destination Bloodlines. What is the premise? So, plagued by a violent and recurring nightmare, a college student heads home to track down the one person who might be able to break the cycle of death and save her family from the grisly demise that inevitably awaits them all. Although, if it's inevitable, then why even bother? But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a question I've asked a few times during this series of films.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, just we won't go into
go
spoilers
on.
just yet. We'll give our broad thoughts first, and then give a warning for spoilers.
Mhm.
So Jack, what's your very brief, broad thoughts on this movie before we go into detail?
I think this one is definitely a high point in the series because from all six of these films, like what we could say objectively is that like it's hit or miss on how serious the film is, you know,
Yeah,
throughout the series, and I think this one is pretty ambitious.
Yeah.
Uh, and to be honest, it's very entertaining. I think it's a huge high point in the series. The characters are actually kind of well written as well. They're not like just vessels like they were in 4 and 5. And um, I was actually kind of rooting for a few of them. I was like, okay, these are actually kind of pretty good characters. They're not bad. Yeah, I honestly think this one's a high point for me anyway. What did you think, Mr. Carey? Did you think it was a high point or was it another flop fest?
I was much more engaged with this one than I have been in the last two or three for sure. Um, I would say I would go so far as to say that this is the best one since the first one. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's
Mm.
a fantastic movie, but I think, and when you put it with the group of movies we've watched, I would put probably one, then this one. I think overall, the quality overall when it comes to the directing, the writing, the acting, character work, I think it is definitely a step up in quality.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to dig your teeth into with this one, and just like you, I was engaged with this one a lot more, and I was particularly your one at the start in the opening incident. I was really rooting for her to
Mm.
survive, you know, even though we usually know
Yeah.
how these things
Yeah.
go. But and it threw in a few surprises. It doesn't follow the formula exactly. It kind of throws in a few things here or there that made me think, oh, that's neat, that's different, and we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, I
But
agree. There's good card. There's a few good twists in this one, and there's moments of actual tension.
yeah,
Like you're actually paying attention to the
yeah,
foreshadowing, and it's
yeah,
the foreshadowing actually lines up this time around. It's not like a bunch of nonsense that goes nowhere, and then like you're one the cheerleader. All that foreshadowing was for her to just break every bone in her body, falling off a bar. Do you remember that?
yes, yeah.
The, I think the deaths are very well put together in this one. They're well shot and well executed, I think.
They're in
Yeah.
in typical Final Destination fashion. They're really over the top, like
Oh
that.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like the opener in this one
yeah. The opener
was,
is
I think, probably the most ambitious opener in the whole series. It's
yeah,
it's really well done. Like it's one of those towers that like it looks like Cloud City out of Star Wars, and the whole thing goes haywire, and like
yeah.
a couple of hundred people die, and it's massive. And
Mm.
yeah, good old spectacle cinema. These films.
Yeah, like I've always got the impression with these films, like after watching them all now, that the kind of character work and plot don't seem to be the main focus. I think whoever's creating it at any particular moment is just more focused on having fun with it and creating these ludicrous set pieces. And they're more going for the entertainment factor more so than anything else, and that's fine to do too. But I do appreciate in this one that they put in a bit more character work and a bit more to kind of dig into, as I said. So I think if you're a Final Destination fan, I think you'll find this one interesting, and if nothing else, you might enjoy just the spectacle of it all, the highlight reel of deaths, as we said in one of the other ones.
Yeah. And
Uh,
to be honest with you, if the saga of the Final Destination films ends with this one, I think it's ending on a high note. I don't know if they're planning on doing another one after this, but I'm happy to let this one be the end. Really,
yeah,
I don't
so
need
we'll
any more.
we'll dig into a bit more now about like how high we think the quality is. So we're going into spoilers now. So if you're a Final Destination fan, you've probably seen this already. So um, if you're on the fence about it, I'd say it's entertaining enough to be worth your time.
Mm, yeah.
Right, spoilers. So um, we'll start off with the opening incident as we tend to do with these movies. So this one is in it's this new building that's opening. I can't remember what it's called, and this couple managed to. Well, we think they get a seat, but it ends up they don't.
Yeah,
And
the Sky Tower, I think it was called.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah. This is one of my. If you take all the opening incidences, this was one of my favorites. As crazy as it is and as outlandish as it is, I really enjoyed it. There's like
yeah.
a coin involved that causes shenanigans. There's a chandelier that kind of, so they're on a dance floor and they're dancing over this glass. Um,
Yeah.
it seems to me that the glass breaks a bit too easy, but maybe that's what would happen. I'm not sure, but um,
Mm.
another reason
I
this
mean,
was,
you think the architects would put in thicker glass because when your man is holding on to it, once the glass breaks, it's only like maybe an inch and a half of glass, and there's like 100 people dancing on it, and this is
yeah,
like hundreds of feet into the air. Like the thing literally looks like the building itself looks like Cloud City off Star Wars, and the whole bottom of it is glass, and
yeah.
it's an inch and a half of glass. I'm like, yeah, it's not 100% safe, but like,
I think there's
yeah.
I think it's said in the film that it was kind of rushed a little bit. Was there a line in there like that where it's like maybe opened like well ahead of schedule or something? And the kind of worry is that, well, is that not rushing it? Something like that, I think. So it might have been corners cut here and there. um,
Yeah. I really like the coin thing that happens where this like dumb kid throws a coin off the tower and it lands in one of the ventilation shafts and then like ends up getting stuck in a fan and it flies into a gas main and
yeah,
busts the gas pipe open and then the whole fucking place goes up in flames.
yeah,
It's just awesome to look at. Like that kind of it's very well executed CGI, I think. I think it works well.
right. I think the CGI
Mm.
throughout the movie overall is not great, but it works for what it is. For what the movie is.
Well, yeah, I mean like it's not gonna win any Oscars or anything, but it's like it's just entertainment really.
Yeah. So one of my criticisms of the other movies is that during these opening incidents, I'd like to see them put in a bit more character work, so we have a bit more to kind of latch on to than just the spectacle of the whole thing. And with this character, what's her name? Iris, isn't it?
Iris, yeah.
Yeah. Um, they do give her a bit of character, and we see that she's afraid of heights, which is um I'm also afraid of heights, so I'm on board with that. I would not go up in this thing, even if I knew it was going to be safe. I just fucking wouldn't.
Yeah, I know. And her boyfriend, who was like, planning on proposing to her, didn't factor in that the fact that she's terrified of heights
Yeah,
before he booked this place.
he's like, oh man, I forgot you're afraid of heights.
Oh,
um,
whoops.
yeah, oops. But when everything kicks off and everything's like devolving into chaos, so we find out that she's pregnant, and even though there's madness going on around her, she goes out of her way to try and help people in danger. So I like that. It gives her, it's a bit of character work. She will put herself in harm's way to save others. So there's a few kind of bits in the opening where I'm like, that's cool. All right, that's a neat little bit of character stuff there. It's not a whole lot. I mean, throughout the movie, we have more kind of character stuff than a lot of the other Final Destinations. But I do wish that they went a bit further with it and did a little bit more with some of the character threads. But um, as I said, it does give us a bit more, and it kind of brings us in a little bit more than the other movies have, I would say. Um, so yeah, everything's kind of the shit's hitting the fan, and the glass is cracking that they're dancing on, and people start hanging out of windows, and there's a bit where her boyfriend's hanging on, but it's because there's glass sticking through his hands, and he's hanging on like that, and I think, oh man.
Yeah.
And then she goes to help him. We also, in this opening scene, it'll be revealed later that we see a kid that turns out to be, who does it turn
Yes.
out to be, Jack? Dun dun dun.
It turns out to be Bloodworth,
Yes.
the rule explainer guy in the whole series,
Yeah.
who changes the rules in every film. As we discovered last time. It's like his rules are never consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently he was on this tower, and uh, we're in spoiler territory now, so we might
Yeah,
as well
go. Yeah.
break it to the listeners that we think that this is actually after happening, and then it cuts into like 30 years into the future, and her grandkids are there, and then her granddaughter, I think her name's Stephanie in this one, visits Iris, and Iris said, "I prevented that because it was all a premonition."
Yeah.
So the format is a little bit different than the previous Final Destination films,
Yeah.
whereas we don't know it's a premonition until later on. You know?
Yes, because I was kind of sitting there thinking, oh, okay, they're going to do the usual thing, but we'll cut back to them as they
Mm,
arrive at the building, and your one will start panicking, saying, "Oh no, this is going to happen. This is going to happen."
yeah.
But they surprised me.
This, yeah, me too. And I was really hoping that it wouldn't be the case, and it wasn't. So I'm actually kind of glad they changed it.
Yeah, because it's getting a little old at this stage, and
Oh yeah,
it's nice to mix it up. So I was
yeah,
like, "Ah, well done, movie. You got me. Nice. I'm
yeah.
intrigued
Fair
now."
play. And that's how Iris is still alive and Bloodworth is still alive.
Yeah, and then when you see
Um,
Stephanie wake up, you have so many questions like, "Did Iris survive that? Like, what happened?" And it keeps you engaged till because you want to get answers to this.
mm. And
Um,
then it's on that basis that Iris cheated death that her entire family of kids and grandkids shouldn't actually be alive. And
yes,
I think this is actually a pretty strong setup because the whole family starts getting freaked out because they keep getting killed off, and
yeah,
um, the deaths are pretty good this time around. I have to say, I really like. They're just shocking. Like they're having a barbecue in one scene, and the dad is on a trampoline and he gets off the trampoline and stands on a bit of glass and a lawnmower like
yeah.
chops his head off. Oh, it's just
Now I have to say, like, um, in terms of like any kind of tension, it was a little hard to be tense because all the deaths made me laugh because they're so over the top and just the way they're presented, that it was hard not to laugh when he fell and then the lawnmower comes over him.
yeah. The one that made me laugh the absolute most was the young girl who ran down the street and fell into the bin, and the bin got picked up by a bin truck.
I
And
have
then she
that down here as my favorite death in the film because
yeah,
there's a
I
few
think you're
reasons.
right. Me too.
There's a few reasons I like it. One is that we're focused on the characters in the foreground, and this happens in the background, um, because you're kind of focused on the tattoo guy, thinking something might happen to him, and then she's in the background, and then she gets hit by a football, goes into a wheelie bin, and then the bin gets tipped into the garbage truck. And again, I just broke out laughing. I thought it was hilarious, but it's just the creators are having
Yeah,
fun with it. They want these fun spectacles.
yeah. I think the main character is kind of to blame because if she hadn't, I went take my hand,
Oh, would she?
take my hand, then your
Yeah,
one's head never would have gotten crushed.
but
So if she had just stayed in there, they were stopping the bin truck, and they could have went quick, press the emergency stop. Someone's in there. You could have pressed it, but then your one was like, "Take my hand," and her head ends up getting crushed.
but
So
it
I kind of blame the main character for that one.
But if she
Like it was
didn't,
very
would
funny.
would the rest of her not? Would she not have gotten crushed anyway? Like if she was down in it with the whole thing.
I don't know. I looked at that clip again today, and I was like, she easily had another 30 seconds before she got smushed in that big,
Fair.
you know.
It's
But
got it's got a neat setup as well because the. Do you know what? We're
mm,
actually going to build up to it because just before that, the tattoo guy whose name I can't remember.
I think
Uh,
yeah, his name's Zach. He's kind of goth, and
yeah,
he's all yeah. He has piercings.
yeah.
I actually liked him. I thought he was okay.
He was
But yeah,
prob
go on. The setup of this death is actually very clever, and I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah. So like Zach is obviously he doesn't believe that any of this is real, right? Um, he has an
Yeah,
instance in it. Joe, we'll start from the tattoo parlor and then work our way up to the wheelie bin because it's very interesting. So, um, your one who Stephanie, yeah, so she gets a book from Iris, and the book is like it's basically this kind of guideline of how to survive and how to cheat death because Iris has been hiding away in a cabin on her own and she survived all these years, hidden
yeah,
from death. This has been done before with Clear Rivers in the padded cell where she's like locked herself away from death. Um, which is
yeah.
it's an interesting concept that you can do that. You'd imagine like death could I don't know like get to anyone, give you an aneurysm, whatever. But
I mean, yeah, like even if you're locked in a cabin, you're right. You could still have an aneurysm or a heart attack or something, you know.
yeah. But
Um,
so Iris figures this out and she explains it to the family. She figures out the order in which people are going to die, and she thinks Zach's going to be next, and he's like, "Oh, leave me alone, leave me alone." He doesn't want to hear it, but he's at work in the tattoo parlor and he's closing up, and then this mad sequence of events happens where it's like a chain gets caught in his nose ring, and then it gets tangled up in a fan on the ceiling, and it's slowly winding, and he's being pulled up and up and up, and then he eventually falls, and then the whole place goes on fire. But what's interesting about all that is that they find out that he wasn't actually next in the
Mm.
line because um it's something like his dad wasn't who they said he was. Do you remember?
Yeah,
Um
that's right. He found
yeah,
out he was adopted, wasn't he?
yeah. So like
Yeah.
that's a neat little twist. But
Yep.
so he
Another
wasn't
good twist.
he survives because he wasn't actually next in Death's list, right? So then I'm
Mm.
thinking, so that whole sequence of events in the tattoo parlor was completely independent of Death's plan. That was just some mad shit that happened. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, because it has all the tropes of, quote unquote death in Final Destination, all the
Yeah.
kind of weird foreshadowing and shit, but it's nothing got to do with it.
No.
So I think that scene kind of, in a way, kind of tells us that this whole death thing is just people being fucking clumsy.
Yeah. So it's just
Am
mad
I
to
right?
think.
Or am I don't know.
It's
It's
just
just,
mad to
yeah.
think that Death had nothing to do with any of that part.
Yeah. Because he survives, like he's fine.
Yeah, so he's back in the neighborhood talking to Stephanie, and he's like, he still doesn't think any of this is real, even though he went through all that. Um, and they do some fake outs where you think something's going to happen to him.
Mm.
But one kind of note I have here is that considering what's happened to other people in his family, I would be a little bit more concerned if I was him. I would be maybe just leaning on the side of maybe this is real. You know what I mean? Because like at this stage, I think two people are dead.
Yeah, I think, didn't his dad just die? Or is the dad still alive at this point?
No, the dad died because he got the tattoo of him on his arm,
Yeah.
and the an iris died. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, I would be a little bit more cautious if I was him. I'd be, I'd be like, maybe it is true. So you
I
won.
just like how oh yeah, go on anyway, go on.
Was I? So Iris is trying to convince him, and she's trying to get him to be really careful as they're walking through the neighborhood. And she's like, "Oh, stay away from these boys with the football." And he's like, "Oh, what could possibly happen?" And then Iris kind of says it out. Oh, the ball could hit or the leaf blower could blow into their eyes. The ball could hit you. You could, she goes through basically what does end up happening, and I thought that was pretty cool. So
Mm.
we see herself and Zach and her brother talking in the foreground, and in the background, everything that Stephanie said might happen to Zach ends up happening to another girl. I can't remember
Yeah,
she.
the sister, yeah.
Yeah,
The actual eldest in the family.
yeah. So she was actually
Mm.
next on the list, and she gets fucking yeeted into a dustbin.
It's honestly one of the best deaths in the film, yeah.
I think it's genuinely hilarious.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. So that's probably
Because
my.
that's always been like a weird curiosity. Like, what would happen if you actually fell in one of those? And that's
Yeah.
why the Final Destination films are great, because they do satisfy those morbid curiosities like that.
Yeah. I also love they run to the so there's a good bit of
You
humor in here as
know?
well.
There's a great scene. I don't know if
Oh,
go
just to
on.
finish up
Sorry.
on this, because when they run to try and stop the garbage man, he's listening to some song. Do you remember what the song was? I couldn't remember. I remember laughing at it. Um, but the whole sequence is very funny.
There's another. I don't know what the song is in this moment, but earlier on when they were on the Sky Tower and there was people falling off the building, uh, that song "Raindrops Keep Falling on My
Yeah.
Head" kept playing, and there's literally blood falling on these guys and bodies dropping.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me
They
as
did that
well.
before. They did that before in one of the previous ones, didn't they? It was like, "Why can't we be friends?" And it was a real
Yeah.
racist dude, and he was
Yeah.
burning a cross or something.
They like to do some
Yeah.
foreshadowing with the music. In two, wasn't it Highway to Hell?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
And before they go into the building, Ring of Fire is playing.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they love to do
Mm.
that stuff. It's a bit of fun. It's good. It's neat.
Yeah.
Um,
Bit of fun editing.
yeah. So we want to talk a little bit about Bloodworth because one thing I was curious about was, would they carry on the rule that they established in 5, or would they just leave that? I wasn't. Do you know what I mean? If they would just leave that as something that happens in 5 and then just kind of forget about it. The rule that Bloodworth comes up with in 5, which was you can prolong your life if you take someone else's life, so you will get their years. And they did. They bring it back.
Yeah.
Because they end up seeing Bloodworth again. And a couple of things here. One is that I got very emotional seeing Tony Todd because this was his last appearance on screen, I believe.
Mm. Yeah,
And
God rest him.
I saw Candyman when I was really young, and I've been a fan of his ever since. He's absolutely fantastic in that movie. And he's got the best voice in horror, I think. So that was really sad. I did tear up a little bit seeing him.
Mm.
But he explains the rules, as you said. He's the rule explainer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he
I just have a bit of a problem with Bloodworth himself because
yeah
I think I
go
said this to you in the last one. I think he's full of shit. I don't think he actually knows what the rules are himself. Because in
he's
every film they go back to him and it's a different group of teenagers and he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna try something else on these guys," and he just makes up some shit.
yeah.
That's
I
just
mean,
what I think Bloodworth is doing. I think he's fooling with these people. But the thing is, he's always right in the context of the film. So it's like, is he an agent of death? Perhaps. I
no,
don't
I
know.
think he's just so closely connected to him because of what happened when he was younger. Um,
Mm.
but he explains to them that you can either kill someone and take their years. That leads to a really funny scene I'll talk about in a bit. Or you can, um, like in Final Destination 2, you can like essentially kill yourself but be resuscitated, and that will break the cycle, which
Yes.
was the solution in the second one, even though it was established that it can't quite work the way that they said it was going to work. But the rules, as we said, they go a little bit all over the place. Um, but the
Mm.
funny rule about this one, about killing someone and taking their years, is that he never says it to anyone up until like 5, Final Destination 5. So like, why hasn't he said it to anyone else? Obviously, we know it's because it was just made up for 5. But it's interesting when you think of the
I heard an interesting theory about Bloodworth and Iris, right?
yeah.
And I was watching a video about Final Destination today, coming up to this review, and I heard this theory that Bloodworth and Iris know each other from when the tower almost collapsed, and Iris has been in that shed ever since. And everyone who survived that tower ended up dying in all these gruesome ways, and that's how they figured out what the rules were
Mm,
from witnessing the deaths of all these like random ass people.
yeah.
I just heard that on a video today. I thought it was interesting. I thought I might share it with you.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, like so, like Iris
Because a
kept
lot of
it.
people survived. She saved loads of people, and death doesn't like being cheated. So they probably were in contact with each other all the way through those like 30 years or whatever,
Mm,
monitoring these deaths.
yeah, it's also interesting
Mm.
that they both die of cancer. They both have cancer.
In this film,
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
I
Bloodworth,
thought
Bloodworth, and Iris.
Iris gets a freaking weather vane through the face or something,
Oh,
doesn't she?
sorry, she doesn't die of cancer, but she does have cancer.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, no, the
Right.
weather vein through the face was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, I know, and it's literally like the Clear Rivers thing. It's like the second she steps outside, it's like bang, dead.
Yeah,
Although Clear Rivers, I think, survived a little bit longer.
yeah. I
Mm.
had my own real life Final Destination moment. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, you have to tell me.
So I was in the
Oh,
shower the other day, and
fuck's sake.
the the shower head slipped. So I was facing away from it. The shower head slipped and fell, and it frightened the shit out of me. And I got such a fright, my head jolted forward, and I smacked my head off the glass of the shower door. And I was like, if this was Final Destination, that would have been my death right there. My head would have smashed through the glass. I would have slit my throat, and that would have been it.
Right, but if death was coming for you, right, your only answer is you have to kill someone, right?
Yeah. I
So you
mean,
need to
that's
find someone to
one.
kill him, right, Mr. Gary?
See, I would look. It was very frustrating in Final Destination 5 because that's a dilemma to bring up. Like, would you kill someone to get their years to prolong your own life? And they
Mm.
touch on it a little bit, and there's a character that wrestles with it briefly. But I would have loved to seen a whole movie about that. That would have been great.
Yeah, it's a shame that that was the B plot, and they never really leaned in too hard to it. Because I think we were saying about how annoyed we were over that when we were reviewing it, that
Yeah,
it's a waste of such a good concept.
yeah,
And the second one is kind of the same as well, with life. I mean, I suppose, yeah, it's like these films have good ideas, but what the problem is with me with these films is like they're all very samey.
yeah,
Like they introduce these concepts, but they just go back to the original formula in a lot of cases.
yeah. Yeah, as I
Um,
said, I think they just want to have fun coming up with these elaborate set pieces.
yeah, I mean, maybe that's what the directors want to show, though. Maybe that's their artistic vision. They want to show death.
Yeah,
I suppose there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that concept in five was wasted for sure.
yeah, oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Speaking of like artistic vision, I feel like this one does have a bit more of a vision than the last two. There's a bit more creativity with camera work and direction, I feel.
yeah. I noticed something as well, right? The watching order of these films is five, one, two, three, six, four.
Right. Okay.
Think about it. Five comes before one, right? Because of what happens in the end of five.
Yes, yes.
And four is the final destination.
Yes.
So that's the last one. So this one isn't even the last one.
Yeah, yeah.
I just think it's so odd. But there you go.
Do you think they'll continue on after this one?
I don't know. I mean, like the directors seem like they're pretty passionate about these, and people do really enjoy them.
Yeah.
However, it's like with Tony Todd gone, that would be a kind of a huge loss. I feel like if you went to go see Seven, you'd feel his absence.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's a staple of this series. He's in all of them, even if his rules don't always add up.
Yeah.
He is a favorite character.
He's not physically in 3, but you do hear his voice. He does the voice of one of the rides. I think the devil's
Mm.
voice in the but unfortunately he's not in it, but uh, that would have been cool if he was because it would have made that film a bit more tolerable. But
I can barely remember number three. Is that the roller coaster one?
yeah. Yeah,
And the photographs? Yeah.
I think of all of them, that's the one I'd rewatch the least because I just found it so boring.
Yeah. I listen to our reviews of these films more than I actually watch these films.
Yeah. Oh, they were a blast to talk about and listen back to.
Definitely.
So the Bloodworth states these rules to them, so they're having this kind of dilemma. What do we do? What path do we take? But I think it was it Zach, the goth guy,
Yes.
him
Yeah.
and his brother, yeah, the guy who's
Hmm?
allergic to peanuts.
Yes.
They decide that they're going to go the route of ending your life and resuscitation and all this. But there's a really funny bit where they're outside a room full of babies. Do you remember? And they're talking about this rule about if you kill someone you get their years, and they're like, well, how many years do you think can you be sure that someone has? And then they just slowly turn to these babies, and I think one of them's like, don't even think about it. It's like, I wasn't. And then they kind of look again. I thought that bit was really funny.
I kind of yeah, it was pretty good. I kind of think that Zach is definitely taking advantage of this guy's kind
Of his what?
of thickness here.
Yeah.
Because your man isn't all that bright. Your man is allergic to peanut butter. And Zach is a bit of a sadist in this scene. Either that or he's just very foolhardy with his brother's life. Because he's like, okay, I'm just gonna kill you like dead for a minute or two, but we're in a hospital, so you should be fine. And it's like, but mate, you're literally killing him.
Mm,
Like this is probably the biggest risk that's taken in this film.
yeah.
And your man's just like, okay.
Now we need to have a talk about this MRI machine because I'm
Oh,
no
I'm glad
ex
we got there. Yeah, I
I,
love
I
this scene.
I'm no expert, so if anyone does know about this kind of thing, let me know in the comments. But my God, it seems overpowered.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay,
fucking
I've
Magneto or
been in an
something.
MRI machine before, and I don't know if you press a bunch of buttons, does it just turn into a giant magnet?
Mm,
But look, I don't know. I don't know the science behind it either. Uh, but
surely it
this one
can't
is
get like that. Like that's insane.
it is one of the most gruesome ass deaths in the whole series, though. Easy.
It is your man's. So your man's piercings start to come out, and oh, you see, I think they come out of his nipples, and I think there's one that comes out of his penis, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, it's fucking rough.
it's
It's
very,
hard to watch.
it's a tad rough, and then he
The thing is,
gets
whacked in the back by a wheelchair, and the
yeah. So
bars from the wheelchair
he,
start piercing through his stomach. Oh man.
yeah, it looks cool. I think like it's ludicrous, but it looks cool, and it's very entertaining, and it's very fun.
Yeah,
He's
it's a
like
hell of a visual. Yeah.
he's halfway stuffed into the machine, and the wheelchair finishes him off. It's, all the while his brother's dying because he ingested the peanut the peanut butter
Mm.
thingy that they got from a vending machine. That bit with the vending machine was funny as well. I'm like, mate, like death's about. Be careful. Like, what are you doing? I'm
Yeah.
like, surely he could have just paid for another one rather than going on to that nonsense. But
Um. Yeah, he starts shaking it, and sure enough, the spring comes loose in
yeah,
the thing that's holding the Reese's peanut butter cups,
that
and then when
finishes
the
off.
MRI machine is like, he just jabs himself with the EpiPen, and the spring that was loose like impales him right in the middle of the head.
Yeah,
Uh,
finishes the job.
it's really funny. I don't know if you caught this visual, but just as the spring actually went into his head, it started turning, just like a venom machine.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I was
That's
like,
cool.
it was unnecessary, but I thought it was a cool little touch. I thought it was
Yeah.
definitely in there for humor.
So in terms of the protagonist, we have a bit of stuff between her and her mother. Her mother abandoned her years ago, because she was like so obsessed with death and survival that she thought everyone would be better off without her. So we've some stuff going on there. Um, Again, I wish they did a little bit more with that, but it's something. I think overall, if I've to sum up this movie, there's like bits there that I don't think they do enough with, and some of it in terms of the writing is still quite weak, and the plots of these movies are a little bit all over the place because the rules can be very inconsistent, and but the the main character decides. Oh, it's the mother that decides that she's going to go and stay in the cabin alone for the rest of her life. So if death doesn't get her, it can't get the rest of them. And the main character and her brother go along with her. I can't remember why they decide to go along with her. Is it to make sure she gets there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And
Um,
a whole mad series of events happens there, and like the cabin explodes, and um,
oh yeah, yeah,
they
I
end.
remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, they end up in a ambulance that's kind of like tipped over and filling up full of water. Um, what's the main character's name again? Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Yeah, so she's trying to get her seatbelt off, and the brother can't free her. So she ends up submerged, and the brother does eventually free her, but she's like presumably dead, and he gives her CPR and brings her back, and then they assume that that's the cycle broken. But Jack, do you
Yeah.
think that's really the end?
No, in these films, the protagonists always think they got away with it.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
It would be nice
until
to see
the last
someone
minute, which is a
survive.
bit of a trope in these.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
Mm.
trademark with these things. But it would be nice to see one character in one of these films survive at some stage.
I mean, I want to know how it didn't come for Bloodworth yet, because he's still alive after 20 years of evading death. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. And he works in
yeah,
a hospital.
that's true. Yeah, he's coroner. Yeah.
Um, so you'd
But
imagine,
the final shot of this, I'll let you explain it because it is a hoot.
which is this the
Oh, do you know when the old lady is buying lemonade off the two little girls, and the
oh, go
exact
for it.
coin that was on?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
you
right. I'll explain it then. So this old lady is buying lemonade off these two kids, and she uses the exact same coin that this little stupid kid from the beginning had,
yeah.
and it drops down a couple of steps and gets wedged in between like train track changings.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know what they're called. Like when the tracks actually change.
Yeah.
So the coin gets stuck in between two tracks, and it and just as this is happening, a doctor explains that, oh no, wait, but he didn't bring you back to life because your heart didn't stop, to the
Yeah.
main character, Stephanie. And
Yeah.
Stephanie
So
looks all paranoid and panicked.
yeah.
And then her and her brother start just legging it, and this giant ass fucking train just crashes through a building and just tears up this street after them. And they almost get away with it.
Almost.
But then a random truck full of timber just impales the two of them from out of literally nowhere.
They
No
get
foreshadowing.
impaled by logs.
Yeah, another
So
trademark.
yeah, I mean it's a big over the top ending, but it's fitting for what these movies are. So the reason I don't think
It's very funny.
So
I laughed at it.
Stephanie tried the same thing as your one did in two, and I think the difference is that in two they had to use a defibrillator to restart her heart, whereas in this
Mhm.
one I think the doctor explains that, well, if you use CPR, your heart didn't really stop, so you weren't really dead. Wasn't that? I believe that was the difference, right?
I think
Because it worked in
the
two, but
doctor said you were only unconscious. Your heart was still beating. Something like that.
yeah,
Um,
because CPR I believe doesn't restart your heart. It just keeps you alive until someone arrives that, you know, with a defibrillator or whatever.
yeah, I mean, I think it just is meant to just pump oxygen into your lungs, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. It's basically
Uh,
just stalling until someone can come along.
yeah. Now, look, I'm not a doctor. I'm not 100% sure. It's just a guess.
Yeah, no, I believe that's how it works. Um, but in two they had to use a defibrillator, so I think that
But
was the deciding factor.
yeah.
But yeah,
Hmm.
it's a hell of an ending.
Oh man, what a series. We got there in the end. We've conquered this series.
Yeah, can you believe it? We won all the way to six in the span of a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, this
Um,
is the final time we'll be talking about Final Destination on this channel.
this is our final destination. Although, how
Oh,
tempting would it be if another one come out? I mean, come on, it'd be very tempting.
say that again?
How tempting would it be if another one come out? That would be very tempting.
Oh, I don't think the listeners would let us get away with it. I think they'd be like clamoring for us to review it.
Yeah, I think so. Even just like to be a completionist, to have the whole
Yes,
lot.
exactly. Yeah, you got to be consistent.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Unlike
Mm.
these movies.
We picked a hell of a series.
Yeah, do you know what? It's been fun in a weird way. Like they have been very repetitive. I was hoping that more of the movies would mix it up a little bit. Thankfully, this one did, and we do get a little bit more. There's a little bit more depth in it. Not, I wouldn't say a whole lot, and some of it isn't done the best. I think the character writing and the plot could have been a lot sharper, but I appreciate what they put in here, and as I said at the start, I was more entertained by this one than the last three. At least. So
Man, here's the thing. I don't remember anything that happened in like the third one. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like two and three are literally just copies of the first one. I just remember the first one, and I
yeah,
don't really remember two and three that well. I remember four because that was definitely the most cartoonish out of all of them. Uh,
four was very
and five
cartoonish.
had yes, yeah, it was almost like an episode of Looney Tunes,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
than a serious horror film. But five was just the one that made like the least amount of sense to me, really, and it was
Yeah.
kind of I don't think it even knew what it was.
Yeah.
But what I will give Final Destination 5, and I think I sent this to you when I was watching it, the opening song is fucking such a banger.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember absolutely jamming out to the opening song of 5. But this one, I think, for the character work that we've got in this series, I think it's definitely a step up. And
It's definitely
um, I'm pretty
yeah.
happy with it. Like, it's no longer like the dorky dude and the jock and the hot girl. And,
Mm.
so many of these films are just the types.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I
I
was
actually didn't mind the people in this at all.
I was really invested in Iris at the start. I was
Hmm.
like, I was excited to see where it would go. Um, Now, like the rest of them, it does go into the kind of realm of cartoonish and outlandish, and it doesn't maintain a very serious tone throughout. But that's not what it's going for, and that's fine. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
So yeah, Final Destination. So I think we have to at some stage do a ranking of some sort now that we have them all done. Um, even if you don't want to rewatch them all again, we could just rewatch the videos that on our channel or just do it from memory.
I suggest for the 10-year anniversary of these reviews, we'll do that. Because I don't know if I'll be watching these again for a while.
All right, do you know what we'll do? Do you know what we'll do before we wrap up? We are going to finish up with a quick guess the character game, but off the top of your head, just purely off the top of your head right now, your 3 favorite deaths in the entire series, your top 3 Final Destination deaths. All right, you give your 3, and then give your third, and then I'll give my third, and we'll alternate.
Okay, let me think real quick.
Oh, do you know what? Since we're thinking off the top of our head, in any order, just your 3 favorites.
3 favorite deaths.
Yeah, in any order.
Okay, I have to say, the MRI machine in this one was pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cleverly done. You know, well, I just thought it was like it was a hell of a visual to look at. You know.
yeah, it was crazy.
It's one that definitely sticks with you. You know.
Yeah.
Let me think now. The one with the cheerleader has definitely got to be the funniest.
Oh man, we had such a laugh talking about that one.
Oh man, I think that took up like half the episode when we were reviewing it.
With her jelly bones.
Yeah, and you know the Asian dude who was in the massage parlor and he was trying to get it on with his masseuse.
Yum
and
yum
he
dim
absolutely
sum.
got his comeuppance. Yeah, that dude.
That fucking weirdo.
Yeah, his was so anticlimactic that because
Yeah.
there was like loads of foreshadowing for that one.
Yeah.
And then it was just a very simple little thing.
Yeah.
It was like the Buddha, I think, fell on his head, the statue.
Okay, so mine would be
I think they're my top 3.
the car wash. Do you remember the car wash?
Oh yeah, but doesn't she live? Doesn't she survive that?
Oh fuck, you're right. That's one of the ones she survives.
I was literally gonna say that, but then I remembered that she survives it, and I was like, shit.
I totally forgot that she survives. All right, scratch that. Yeah. Oh god.
What about your man in the swimming pool? That was brilliant as well.
Your man in the swimming pool. Oh, do you know what? Okay, your one who fell into the wheelie bin. That's definitely up there.
Yeah.
My favorite is probably. It's not the most kind of like grandiose of them all, but the very first death in the very first movie, because it's the most grounded, and I just really like it, you know. And they end up thinking that he committed suicide. That's probably my favorite, just because it's a little bit more grounded.
You know what I thought was a really
and
good one?
It makes you a little paranoid about slippery floors and stuff.
Is that the shower one you're on about? Is it?
Yeah. So I have that one, the wheelie bin, and
I just thought of another one there.
Go for
Do you remember the teacher who like her house killed her?
Yes,
like
Miss Luton.
Everything in her kitchen just fell on her and killed her. Like,
yeah,
that was an excellent death, I think.
Do you know what? Yes, that one. Myself and Owen had a good laugh breaking that one down. That was really fun. There's also another good one. I think it might be in 3, where he goes through all the stuff in his apartment and then he ends up getting the ladder through the eyeball. Do you know, the fire escape ladder?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And if you notice in that scene, he's like doing some cooking or something, and on the fridge magnets spell out "I." So, that was really elaborate one. That was fun.
There was a very funny one where
Yep.
your man was getting dragged by a truck. Do you remember that one?
Oh god.
I don't know which one that one was.
That was 4.
Yeah. Oh wait. No, you know what my all-time favorite is? I've decided.
Yeah.
The best death in Final Destination. The spinning tire that chopped your woman in half. at the beginning of 4. That's definitely the most ridiculous death in the whole series.
It, what was it? I think I said on the video that it cuts her in half like she's Sonic like it's the wheel of Sonic the Hedgehog or something. I'm like, that's not how human bodies work at all.
Oh man, it's literally a tire.
Yeah. Oh, that one's great.
It's not even sharp.
All right. Final Destination. That's us wrapped up with that for the foreseeable future. So I hope you enjoyed listening to us talk about them all.
Woo!
Woo! We did it.
I wish I had a party popper, but I don't have one.
Yeah. Joe, we need to get one for just such an occasion. We'll spend the channel budget on some party poppers.
A bag of them costs like £2. What's the budget?
About $3.50.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. So party poppers and then enough left over for like a fizzy drink or something. Right, we're gonna wrap up.
And a packet of party biscuits.
Oh hell yeah!
They're awesome.
We are going to finish up with a quick game of guess the character, but we're going to run it a little differently this week. So I'm going to put the character on screen for anyone who wants to see, or you can not look and see if you can play along with Jack and see if you can guess it as fast as he can. So the way we're going to do it now is I'm going to start reading out some clues, and Jack has to guess it with as few clues as possible. So the first clue is going to be the hardest, and then they'll get easier as we go, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So let's see how quick you can get it. So we'll give you like one guess per clue, and then.
Okay, this is kind of different to how we usually do it. So
Yeah, I thought we'd try something different. Okay.
Well, that's grand because usually when we do it, I don't get it. So maybe this time I have a shot.
You've gotten 2 out of 3.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got caught. I got that character. That fella. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Who will not be named?
It was the Phantom Stranger that you didn't get. And then you got the other 2. One was Bane. I can't remember who the second one was.
Neither can I. Moving on.
Oh, sorry, I did. Sorry, yeah. He who shall not be named.
Yes.
If you say his name 5 times in the mirror, he comes out and shoots you with ketchup and mustard.
God.
All right. First clue. Created by Lee Falk in 1936.
Is it the Phantom?
It is the Phantom. Well done.
Yes. First guess. Yes.
Back of the fucking net. Look at that. Did you know that for sure?
Oh man. You see, I hate to break it to you, Stephen, but I was literally watching The Phantom like 2 days ago, the movie. And then I did a bit of looking up, so yeah, sorry to ruin your game so quickly, but
no,
yeah,
that's great. Listen, you scored a hole in one. Brilliant.
Awesome.
That's a channel highlight for sure. How sure were you?
I was fairly sure. Lee Falk, yeah. I mean, I watched them. I'll give them a quick shout out. What's his name? Creator in Conversation. You know that show? Irish
With
lad
Owen
does it.
Macaulay, yeah.
Yes, Owen Macaulay, and he did a little history animatic of the Phantom, and I watched that recently, and I think in that it showed a little bit of the history.
Yeah,
and it was pretty good. So there's a little shout out. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to Owen. If you aren't following him on YouTube, the channel is Task Art, TASQ. Yeah. Art. Yeah. Go follow him. He does some really good interviews. Right, so my other clues were, so do you know the fictional country that the Phantom operates in?
Oh Jesus.
That was one clue. Maybe I should have started with that one.
Yeah, sorry. It's just I knew the creator. So
Bangala.
Bangala, right.
Do you know
I was watching, you know what, when I was watching the film, I couldn't help but feel like that a lot of the Phantom may have gone into Black Panther.
Hmm. Yeah,
Because
that
there's a lot of similarities, like not loads, but there is a good few. Like it's a mantle passed down, you know,
yeah,
the country far across the sea. He's like the king. You know, there's a few similarities in that. In I just think maybe the Marvel creators took notes. That's all I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah, possibly. Do you know his real name?
I know the actor. The actor Billy Zane plays him.
Yeah,
Um,
that was another clue. That was the last one because I thought that'd be the easiest one.
what is his real name? I can't remember.
Kit Walker.
Kit Walker. Yes, yes, Kit Walker.
Do you remember in the Defenders of the Earth cartoon? I don't know if this is in every version of the Phantom, but in this one, when he wants to power up and get extra strong, what does he say?
Is it like Shambhala or something like that? Some magic word.
It's by jungle law, the ghost who walks calls forth the power of 10 tigers.
Oh, he's so cool, man. The Phantom is literally such a cool character.
Fucking Sigma.
That's such a call to power, you know. That's like something that like Storm from the '90s X-Men cartoon would say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you know how she'd like flow onto screen and go, "Wind and thunder, aid me." You know what I mean? Like it's
Yes.
that kind of thing.
Awesome.
I
All
love
right,
that.
that's it for another episode. I hope you all enjoyed listening to this. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Stephen Thomas Carey on Instagram, and there will be a link in the description. And Jack, where can people follow you?
I didn't know your middle name was Thomas. There you
Yeah,
go.
there's a few Stephen Careys out there, so I had to distinguish. So I thought, you know what, I'll drop my middle name in there.
Very good. Well, you can find me on Instagram at Tales of Centiverse, or you can have a look at my website, talesofcentiverse.com. I have one graphic novel out at the minute. My mini series is about to launch, and Pirate Hunter, the graphic novel, is about to become published. Uh, and book two is coming very soon. So you can follow my progress on Instagram at Tales of Centiverse, or you can look me up on TikTok. I've been
On the tickety talk.
on that a bit recently. Jack Markham 27.
Nice.
So that's
Links
me, yeah.
in the description. Um, I'm currently working on Gordon Knight Book 2, so if anyone wants to check out Book 1, there will be a link to that in the description as well. It is currently only $1.99 on Kindle. Go check it out. Let me know what your thoughts on that. Okay. Thanks everyone. We will be back really, really soon. Bye bye.
Bye now.